It has become an inherent part of the Christian faith to begin the new year in the presence of God, which saw services going until the wee hours of the morning. It is the one night in the year when many churches could be assured of a maximum capacity turnout. But in 2020, COVID has ensured that it's not business as usual. On Thursday, the government announced that December's gazetted guidelines will be extended by 1 month with the maintenance of 10:30 p.m. to 4 a.m. curfew. This effectively prohibits the usual late-night all-year observances. However, many church leaders countrywide are adamant that not even COVID-19 can put a halt to giving their Creator the thanks and praises He deserves in a corporate fashion. Through the employ of creative thinking and the use of technology, these religious leaders are pulling out all the stops to ensure that New Year's Eve 2020 services will be dynamic and impactful despite the challenges. Bishop of Guyana Charles Davidson confirmed that service at his church will be streamed virtually and conclude by 10:20 p.m. to confirm with the guidelines. In a phone interview with this newscast, he expressed that while this is not the ideal way to honor God for all of His mercies and kindness, it is imperative to keep the people of God safe from the possibly detrimental grasp of COVID-19.
And hopefully that same discipline will take itself over into 2021. When we hope that COVID-19 will no longer be the kind of threat it is to our welfare.
Roman Catholic Bishop Francis Allen expressed that there will be no midnight mass this year, but the service at Brigham Cathedral will still be observed physically from 7:30 p.m. on December 31st. He, however, assured that stringent COVID-19 guidelines will be observed during the service.
We have been observing what is required in terms of the distances and the sanitizing and masks and so on.
Assistant pastor of the First Assembly of God Church in Durban Street, Wilbert Lee, has also been forced to make some adjustments. While the church will also continue its customary service in person, it will just be conducted for 2 hours commencing at 6 p.m. on All Year's Night. This, he says, is being done to allow congregants ample time to reach home before the 10:30 curfew.
So we'll also house persons there. This year, given the restrictions that have been occasioned by COVID, we will use the sanctuary, we will use Generation Next, and we will use another facility that we have where we have our boardroom. We have set up a tent in that yard there, and so we'll be able to accommodate an additional number of persons.
At the Revealed Word Christian Center in Kitty, Apostle Alex Hillerm stated that normally they utilize the National Cultural Center, but this year they too will be utilizing the virtual approach.
We're going to use our church premise in Kitty and do a virtual service where the majority of our church members can be in their houses.
Meanwhile, Bishop Joel Wagboy, who heads the Freedom Life Ministries group of churches, is going all out to ensure that his thousands of members at the 6 branches in Guyana benefit from the blessings that are to be derived from being in the presence of God on the first day of the year. While services would usually begin on All Year's Night 8 p.m., this year the annual Revolutionary Service will be held instead the morning of January 1, 2021 at 8 hours.
Because the whole idea of the crossover, that is the old year's night into the new year, is that you want people to cross over, to be in the house of God or in the presence of God for the very first day of the year. And so if we are unable to do it, which is the day, which is the crossover night, then we can still have it done on that same New Year's Day.
Given his exceptionally large membership and the popularity of the service, some major adjustments had to be made to ensure that everyone is seated, even with a 25% seating capacity guideline for churches in place. He explained that the Georgetown location, which usually seats 1,600, will only be able to accommodate 400 amid the pandemic, and as such, a tent has been erected outside. The services will also be streamed on all online platforms to allow elderly churchgoers and those who are not able to come out be blessed. He called on Guyanese to keep the faith despite the challenges, confident that as we enter 2021, God is still in charge of this world. For the Age GP Nightly News, Amel Griffith.